Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Also, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. It's very important to follow our Twitter to stay up to date with any roster moves, players sitting, and games postponed. Very important there. And also, happy Friday. Top five from tonight's slate by position. We got Luka Doncic at the point guard, Zach LaVine at the shooting guard. We got LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard at the small forward. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo at the power forward. And we got Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Vucevic at the center. Start at five players we believe you should start your lineup with. At the point guard, we got Mike Conley. At the other point guard, we got Dennis Schroeder. Shooting guard, you got Marcus Smart. Small forward, you got Kawhi Leonard. And at the center, you got Vucevic. All right, mock lineup number one. Conley has had a streak. Conley has had a streak of being extremely solid. This game, he's facing an Atlanta team that struggles against other good point guards. Schroeder would be a good option for that late game against a New Orleans team that will probably stay close early on. Marcus Smart will see many more shots, more opportunities to grab rebounds and assists more than usual because Jason Tatum is not playing. Halliburton is going against the LA Clippers and can continue his pace of good games. For a late game value player, it's a good pick. Kawhi is Kawhi, your biggest hitter on this lineup. Osman is your filler, not expected to give you a ton, but he's playing New York, and he's played well when given decent minutes. Clark and Portis have played well when they're extended roles, and Vucevic has been great all season. Cheaper version of what Cat will give you. If you don't know who Cat is, that is Karl Anthony Towns. Hitter by position. All right, let's look down at Kobe White. Kobe White is having a fantastic year between his scoring, second to LaVine in his assists. He will continue that against OKC. Russell has been consistently around his average. He's a value hitter. Clarkson will be filling in for Ingles, minutes off the bench. LeBron, enough said. Barrett is having a remarkable season so far. He was once a hitter in salary, but a mini slump brought him down. He's facing Cleveland, so keep that in mind. Tillman is your filler. All he has to do is stay on par with his recent performances, and he's going to be great with the surrounding players. Ibaka has a decent matchup and not a bad pick when you aren't trying to go crazy with salary. And Gasol is a filler, a solid one. He won't go crazy, but plenty of chances for blocks and rebounds versus New Orleans. Value heavy lineup. Dotson will look to bounce back from his poor performance against a very good matchup in New York. Ross will be facing a Boston team without its leading scorer, hopefully leading to a closer game. He's that other scoring option next to Vucevic. Middleton should really be a hitter, but he's not there in salary yet. He will be in a game that looks to be really good, and they'll need him to perform well scoring. Expect him to have a good game. Beasley has a favorable matchup versus Memphis. Wendell Carter should have the advantage against OKC, where they have no answer for centers this season. Using the two most expensive players. Ironically, the most expensive players are in the same game, Luka and Giannis. We wouldn't recommend putting these two in the same lineup because they eat up so much salary. If you can manage to make a decent lineup around them, then sure. Hill and Reddish are cheap options that could perform at least 20 FDP. Let's look down to Grant Williams. Grant Williams should see much more run with no Tatum in the lineup. Also, Montrezl Harrell will probably see more clock in this game and more opportunities in case it gets out of hand. Sleeper lineup. You got Diallo and Okoro. Diallo and Okoro will be looked over, but they haven't been bad picks lately based on injury situations and increased usage. Ingram is here because the matchup is not favorable, but he has performed well against most tough matchups this season. Porzingis didn't perform extremely well last game, and it's easy to look over him, but at that salary, it's tough because we believe he will not only bounce back, but surpass that FDP from last game. McGee is seeing increased usage, at least until Jarrett Allen gets there. Karl Anthony Towns is just expensive and won't want to look his way when you have so many centers to choose from. 1 pick per game. This is the lineup where we pick 1 player from each game. All right, so there is only 1 game that has 2 players in it, New Orleans versus the Lakers. What we're thinking here was to pull out players in each game. We think we will have a significant impact, the exception being Okaro and Hart. We think they will have solid evenings based on matchup and opportunities given. However, compared to anyone else, they probably won't reach in the 30s. That's what we expect, minimum from players like Kawhi, Vekovic, Porzingis, Russell, White, Schroeder, and possibly O'Neal. O'Neal will see increased usage, so it's not out of this world to think he can do it. You can swap out any player you see fit. Paul George is less costly than Kawhi, opening up room for Osman for Cleveland, and then you are looking at plenty of salary for other spots. Alright, good fill-ins per position. Do not copy and paste this lineup and use. This lineup was put together to show you very good value fill-ins per position for you to use. If you want, copy and paste, then fill in hitters or higher value players where you see fit. And if you don't understand what we meant there, basically what we're saying is you could use 90% of this lineup, but substitute players who you see fit so you can get your own flavor and taste to it. Again, be sure to check our Twitter to make sure if there will be players out, we got you covered. We will definitely keep you updated. And this is the last mock lineup we have for you guys. Please be sure to like, comment, and share the video. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.